Scorpio, welcome back to Medicine Tarot. I hope all of you are well. This is your May 2020 reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I am super happy to be here with you again. I feel like it feels like a long time, right? Something really profoundly interesting is happening right now, and that is that whatever we were going through last year, and by we I mean you guys, I served this purpose for you, and those of you who really resonated with me, I really served a purpose. Somehow my message and the trauma and the difficulties that I had come from, that I had learned to overcome, that I was on some level still like becoming more healed in and creating a deeper foundation, and that I could pass on and help others with. It's coming to some form of a close, and that's because it's coming to a form of a close inside of you. And every single month since I started this channel, which was last May, I have done your readings first. Either that or Taurus, but only because I'm Taurus biased, because it's me. I'm a Taurus. But every single month, I would do your reading there first or second, because I felt this deep sense of service to you guys. And it is absolutely because of you that I'm here, and that this gift that keeps on giving in my life, and it has a ripple effect into society. Because once someone shifts in one way, right? Like if I'm working with clients in coaching sessions, or we're doing readings, or they're something listening to these messages, and they make a profound shift, it will have a ripple effect into the their community. So this profound gift is thanks to you, and I really want to give you my deepest gratitude at this time and forevermore. My deepest gratitude, honestly, because it was really your love and your words and your comments and your push that I responded to in many ways, and it was perfect. Which brings me to the point that you are not my first or second reading that I'm doing for May. You're like my 10th. And I found it very interesting, and I didn't think anything of it until I sat down, and then I was like, oh, something has deeply shifted and changed. And I'm sure it's going to come up today, but good job. I'm so proud of you. And the first thing that Spirit wants to bring up for you in May is recognition of yourself, which is never something that gives us a bunch of like good feelings, right? It's not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go recognize myself today, womp womp, right? But there is something in that recognition of yourself that is going to push you deeper into your path. And if you're listening to me right now and you're like, wait, I don't feel better from last May, and if anything, I'm still going through blah 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 blah, that's okay. You're on your own timeline, but the hurdle that you were experiencing last year is over. You're way past the hurdle, and you're coming up. And so, yay, wow, amazing. And please write in your comments, because we always, in the comments, we write about like, yes, this shit has happened and it's terrible. But write about something in ways of recognition for yourself, just into the public, because it will serve, hopefully, it'll create positive energy, okay, for yourself. So that's one thing I wanted to say. Also, as a thank you, I would like to give my Scorpios half off readings for the month of May. And of course, if anyone watches this and they're not a Scorpio and they pretend they are, I'm not going to know. But just a little bit of time left of this quarantine. I really want to give back, because you've given me so much. So let me know, right? I've already done a mini spread, and we're going to get right into it. If anybody wants to timestamp this so that somebody knows when the actual reading starts, that would be great. Here we go. they're saying whatever unhappiness you feel about the things that are still feel out of reach, or they still haven't hit home, the money or the lover or the little thingies that still haven't come in, and the puzzle pieces that haven't been placed together, they're saying you're going to be victorious. You're going to find it. That truth is going to pull through for you. The injustices that you feel from that notion will be made right by the power that you feel, this new sense of confidence that you feel. Time is coming, right? That's at the bottom. So again, when Spirit starts out by giving a super positive message right in the beginning like that, sometimes I feel like I don't even need to keep reading. Of course we will, but let that sink in. Because also when we're doing cards, we're like, okay, but tell me about my problems. What's going to happen to my problems? My problems, right? But problems always exist. It's not about what you're facing. It's who you are in alignment when you are continuing on with life and facing new problems, new challenges, new cycles. But something has happened in your alignment that either you are now set up to, go to the finish line, or that, something has happened, or that you feel like you're in many ways already there, and then somehow all you need to bring in is a recognition of self that is something that no one can give you except you. I'll explain. There's famous actors who are beloved by the crowds and masses, who are gorgeous and have a shit ton of money and feel super insecure and super wounded. What level of recognition are they giving themselves? How much work of recognizing themselves are they doing? If they're not doing any at all of this stuff that we think is going to give it to us isn't. So it's just a little urge from me to you to, in May, focus on recognizing yourself for what it's worth. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I mean, I can't, again, it's so positive, Scorpio, in May. Your last month's reading was positive. Look at this. And no, it's, okay, I'll stop. The High Priestess, Major Arcana, she talks about that her wisdom comes not from the light and the dark, but, not from like just having benefit or having negative. She is like the seed. The seed, right, that you plant uses both the dark and the light to grow. The seed doesn't complain about darkness or the light or too much light. It uses both to grow. So what you're walking into is a place of relaxation, a place of deep restfulness, despite there still being difficulty and darkness around you, because you're realizing that in this weird seesaw of life, you'll never reach some kind of illusionary top. But that coming back to yourself, despite everything, is the true sympathy. It's the true empathy, even of God to us, or of us to God. This not asking for everything to be perfect, but to accept everything and understand that using or like living vibrantly inside of that equilibrium is what we truly wish for. The power to observe dark and observe light within us and not feel diminished or, not to have spiritual ego or spiritual lack, right? It's about that balancing act that takes place, and it only happens when we celebrate both dark and light and we see its gifts. It's how we release emotional lack from self. And in many ways, this recognition makes us really angry as humans, because we go, so what? So all of my struggles have been for naught because I just come to this place and I now realize that, you know, it's never going to change. And now I recognize myself, and that's my like reward. And the true answer is yes, but it's not about that being the answer. It's about how it feels when you actually come to that place. And you cannot actually come to that place until you go through full darkness and full light, and you learn to balance those out. It's the Buddha state. It's what they talk about. After thousands of years, they came up with one thing, which is, you know what? Shit's gonna happen. And we have to observe from the outsider perspective. The point is not to get drawn in and to be like flies to honey when the devil is bringing honey. And I say devil very loosely. Of course you guys give me a profound reading. What the fuck? Okay. The wellspring of emotional intimacy with self, the wellspring of source energy within ourselves, the beginning of me, right? Or you, right? Of self, the beginning, the beginning and the end, right? The Alpha and Omega that talks about God, but it's like the beginning and the end is what? It's you. Ugh, I'm gonna cry. The Ace of Cups is the beginning, and the Hermit is an elder figure, an old man who is, look at him, he can't even walk, he needs a walking stick, and he's alone, treading. He doesn't have girlfriends, boyfriends, money, jobs, careers, fun, activities, addictions, or anything. He's alone. He's at the end of the road in many ways, and he turns on that light. And so that's the wisdom that doesn't come from Instagram or like cute memes or fun tarot reader chicks. It's like that ever-present love. And so in the beginning, where that ever-present love is super strong, and at the end, when you feel like there even may not even ever be love in the way that you need, you find the connect. You find that balancing act. You find the secret book of secrets, which is the Torah. That's why she holds the Torah, right? And you find that duality, the number two, the darkness and the light, and you feel. Do you see how there's a thing behind her, like a partition? She is the gatekeeper of this wisdom. And why does she keep gate? Because it takes going through light and going through dark and understanding that balance. You're out of balance, you're out of balance, you're out of balance until you learn the balance, and then you don't see the darkness as so dark, and you don't see the light, the shiny stuff as giving you everything. You know that you are the one that gives you everything, and there is no pain in that. There's actually only power, because you understand where the source of it is, and what happens is you end up holding your power, right? You decide, and anything you want to bring into creation, you do. So when we look at the traditional, like, let's look at other videos on here on YouTube. What does this signify? New relationship, new job, new passion. Everyone gets so excited. But the truth is, you hold that within you. And it's as you traverse down this path and you understand that you are in many ways the king of your physical domain. You are the king, the queen that ruler of your physical domain, right? That's when you come into contact with this energy. But darling, it didn't happen out of the blue. And it's not a state that we stay in. It's a state that we sometimes fall in and out of. But something here in May is like, you get it. You see it. But most importantly, you feel it. And even my Scorpio reading on Patreon, when I got done with it, I was like, what the hell was that? Because I wasn't, go see it if you want. It wasn't a reading. It was, anyway, I'm gonna move on. One more message, Spirit, here with this. They're saying choice, choosing satisfaction versus not choosing satisfaction or not choosing unsatisfaction. Choosing satisfaction versus not choosing unsatisfaction. It's the glass half full or half empty. And when you understand that energy flow, right? They're saying keep going. When you're in the midst of that kind of black and white, right? I don't like those two words, but because of America and everyone's fucked up here in terms of race. But that dark and light, right? Sorry. Hey. When you get stuck in that confusion, you just keep going and you align with what you are choosing. And now that you know that, you understand that everything that is around you, you have chosen. When you say, I have chosen everything around me, you come into full power. And people hate coming into full power because they're going to have to be the ones who are able to respond, responsible for everything that's there. And this is where a bunch of you are going to click off and dislike. And I understand, but it's not that it's a hard pill to swallow. It is the only truthful, out of karma, out of blame, out of pain thing to understand. And I wouldn't be speaking this if I wasn't speaking to people who are ready to hear it. And everything around you that isn't you saying, I chose this, I chose this, I chose this, that's codependency. You know what codependency is about? It's an energy flow that flows not in your power. You're saying somebody is deciding my flow. Somebody else is deciding my flow. And I understand that we live in society and we have to wake up in the morning and go to work and listen to our shitty boss and do all the things and pretend that we're okay when we're not okay because we're not crazy people and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But wherever you still have codependent energy flow, which is where you're saying they are the deciders of what I choose, you're A, not being accurate, and 2, dealing with an illusion. So you got to go through her first. You got to get to the truth first. And so from now on until whenever, those are the steps. And those are the steps of spiritual awakening. And I'm not perfect, you guys. I'm beyond that. I'm beyond enlightened. I'm not even close. But first beginning to logically understand it, and then softly, kindly, gently, lovingly to start working with yourself inside of that new paradigm, it gives you your power back. It gives you your life back. It gives you your sexuality back. It gives you back your zest, your beauty, your preciousness. And you are totally aware. It was at the bottom of the deck. And now in May, you are totally aware of that. You're totally committing to everything we just discussed. So I want you to recognize yourself for the profound knowing that is with you, inside of you. You have grown profoundly. And it's not easy to be aware. But you're committing yourself to a whole new you. It's hardcore. It's so hardcore. It's so hardcore, it's like everything, right? So when you do this commitment to a whole new you, it doesn't look like a smiley face and like a cutesy outfit. No, it looks like you looking in the mirror without your makeup on, like with your belly fat hanging out and being like, what's up? You know what I mean? Like it's just the realest real. And I know I talk a lot about self-love and stuff, but like no one loves you the way you love yourself, right? So you are committing to a new way of seeing and choosing reality, seeing and choosing who you are, that most clearly has everything to do with not feeling like others are deciding where your energy's coming from. Look at this. Tower. Okay? Seven of Swords in reverse. We all know this card very well, the Seven of Swords. It's the shittiest card. It means someone sneaking around your back, taking from you, sucking you dry in a stealthy, secretive way. Betrayal, right? Deceit. It's in reverse though, Scorpio. So there's this giant realization which is led by destruction. When you realize how to no longer abide with people, abide by rules, your own rules, abide with habits, abide with things that are sucking your energy dry, aka having a negative energy flow in your life. Letting people who don't love you the way you love yourself decide it. A complete destruction is being experienced. I don't think that, well, I'm not going to say that. Something may occur, or this is an internal tower. It feels a lot like internal. All my words are very internal. This is an internal tower. This is the number 16, which reduces down to 7. I know May 7th is a full moon. So please be mindful of your thoughts, set intentions, set powerful intentions on the full moon, because it could very well be what sets off this period of quote unquote destruction and renewal. You better thumbs up this video. It's like, it's got me shook. I probably have never done a video like this before in my life. Or reading. Privately or not. The Magician at the bottom of the deck. Do you hear it? You feel it, right? You hear it. From now on, I'm just going to show the card. I'm not going to speak. Ready? Jokes. We had the 3 of Swords in reverse and the 2 of Swords in reverse. Taking out the swords, right? In reverse, meaning an unguardedness against heartache. It's like, it's a complete overhaul. What's this? This is what Spirit is saying, and I really want you to hear this because it's going to serve you so much. Your hang up is that you think you don't have everything that it takes. Because you are still connected to the karmic efforts of people around you. And you have this fear of, well, if this is false and this is false and this is false, then I am false, then I'm going to go crazy and I'm not going to listen to this crazy tarot reader. And, I don't have stability. I don't have the money in the bank, and I don't have this and the blah, blah, blah. And I don't have this to do my big overhaul and to get I'm going to go sit down, watch Netflix. And I'm not saying not to sit down and watch Netflix. It's about recognizing yourself. That's all I'm trying to get you to do, because this profound, deep spiritual process that you are going through in May, it doesn't mean you're going to stop watching Netflix, but you're going to see your time to choose to watch Netflix and sit there and choose the food you're eating and choose how you're going to feel about yourself or feel about your life or feel about everything. You're going to see it from a different perspective, a perspective of power and a perspective of wisdom, which only gives you the patience to see your wounds and to see your toxicity even. The things that kept you stuck, the things that kept you feeling less than, diminished. But as long as we and you are in negative judgment of how you are deeply already profoundly foundationed and placed on this planet, if you keep doing well, I don't know if I have what it takes to, I don't know if I have what it takes, and I don't know if I have what it takes, and I don't know if I have what it takes. If you keep doing that, right, you're trying to spring into a new you, but you don't have a springboard. If you keep thinking that you don't have a springboard, okay, then what? Hello, my little friend, I am the devil, ha 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 ha. I'm gonna keep playing tricks with you for the rest of my life, until you pass on and realize what the hell's been going on, and then choose to be reborn into another body, and I'm gonna play the same old trick, and the same old trick, and the same old trick, and the same old trick with you. This is a symbol. People call me, they want to get readings, and then they tell me how someone's been, putting a hex on them and they're cursed. Somebody has cursed them. And I say, yeah, this guy. You know what this is? The Joker. An illusion, a cloud, fake as fuck. You are living in an all benevolent universe that has this dichotomy so that you can prove your power. And you cannot prove your power unless you have to overcome to prove your power. And that's all he serves for. He serves you. to see him for what it is, which is a joke. A freaking joke. Everything serves you. I learned my lesson. Everyone's like, I learned my lesson. Everything, this serves me. It serves it's serving my expansion. Do you know how it serves your expansion? Right? You wouldn't be hearing this message if you weren't ready to hear this message. Or how the fuck do I even know how to say the things I'm saying? To be honest, no idea. Because this is not what I sound like on the phone with my friends. Woo! It's saying the same thing we just talked about. So, stillness is going to really serve you in May. When people talk about God is on your side and God is protecting you, the angelic realm, the divine energy, source energy is protecting you and guiding you. It's not just doing that, Scorpio. It is literally like blowing, like it's thrusting a giant amounts of energy around you, going like, I don't know, it doesn't do it with words. It's almost like of love, and just like go for like, because you've been through the shitstorm. And now your path over and over again into the remembrance of your truth comes with recognition of self. First, in the obvious way humans do, like recognizing yourself, patting yourself on the back, but then recognizing also the truth of you. And the cosmic dance, and how you've actually gained a little bit of enlightenment status. Let's call it that. And you recognize that further. And if you have a problem with giving yourself recognition, stop fucking lying. You don't have a problem with it. Look in the mirror. You know who you are. Right? And you know what recognition you deserve. And don't be afraid to admit it to yourself. Deep, profound patience with all of life. And all of its stuff and intricacy. How did you do this to me again? You gotta subscribe. That's how this works. You know what to do.